When you think of Guns N' Roses, most people picture the wild energy of Axl Rose, the iconic top hat of Slash, or the chaos that surrounded one of the most volatile rock bands in history. But behind all the noise, there was Izzy Stradlin, the quiet rhythm guitarist whose songwriting gave the band its backbone, its attitude, and its soul. He was the man who helped create Appetite for Destruction, one of the greatest rock albums ever made, and then vanished from fame just as fast as it found him. What happened to Izzy Stradlin and why his story is so heartbreaking reveals the price of genius, friendship, and survival in the brutal world of rock and roll. Born Jeffrey Dean Isbell in Lafayette, Indiana, Izzy grew up as the kid who always walked his own path. He wasn't loud, he wasn't desperate for attention, he was an observer, a thinker, and a dreamer. When he moved to Los Angeles in the early 80s, it wasn't glamour that drew him there. It was the music. It was there that he reconnected with his childhood friend Axl Rose, and together, they would help form the band that changed rock forever, Guns N' Roses. While Axl and Slash were the faces of the band, Izzy was its heartbeat. He wrote or co-wrote most of the group's biggest songs: Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, Mr. Brownstone, Patience, and Don't Cry. His songwriting captured everything that made Guns N' Roses great: grit, melody, rebellion, and raw emotion. But Izzy was never comfortable in the spotlight. As the band's fame exploded, so did the chaos. Endless touring, drugs, violence, and tension that ripped at the group from the inside out. By 1989, the band was one of the biggest acts on the planet. But for Izzy, it had all become unbearable. He had watched friends spiral into addiction, watched the band fight endlessly, and struggled with his own battles with heroin and alcohol. After being arrested for urinating on a plane while intoxicated, Izzy finally realized he was at a breaking point. He got sober, but what followed was even harder. Getting clean meant seeing the band differently. Suddenly, the lifestyle that once seemed exciting now felt toxic. The rehearsals started late, the shows ran hours behind schedule, and the fights between Axl and other band members became unbearable. "Once I quit drugs," Izzy said later, "I just didn't fit in anymore." In 1991, at the peak of Guns N' Roses' fame, Izzy made the decision no one saw coming. He walked away. No press conference, no farewell tour. He simply quit in the middle of the Use Your Illusion tour, packed his bags, and disappeared. For Axl, it felt like betrayal. For Izzy, it was survival. "I couldn't watch it fall apart," he said years later. "I didn't want to die for it." His departure left a massive hole in the band. Without Izzy's steady hand and songwriting discipline, Guns N' Roses began to crumble. Albums took years to produce. Bandmates drifted apart, and the chemistry that once defined them was gone. Fans often say that when Izzy left, the soul of the band left with him. After leaving, Stradlin retreated into a life of quiet creativity. He released a series of solo albums, all critically praised but largely ignored by the mainstream. His music was stripped down, rootsy, and honest, the opposite of the excess that had consumed Guns N' Roses. But even as he made great music, Izzy refused to chase fame again. He rarely gave interviews, didn't tour much, and avoided the spotlight entirely. Those who knew him say that he was burned by the industry, by fame, by money, and by the constant pressure to live up to an image he never wanted. "Izzy was the most real one," said former bandmate Duff McKagan. "He just didn't care about the circus. He cared about the songs."